Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Carter Hour. It's been a while since I've done a video of the Grand Marquis, the 2003 Grand Marquis. But as we start this video, I'm showing you guys the engine. 4.6 liter V8. And somebody made a comment the other day, wow, you got a really clean engine for such an old car. And I said, well, I keep it very well maintained and taken care of. So it's a little dirty right now, as you guys can probably see, but I mean it's cleaner than a lot of the engines with being this age of a car. I run Mobil 1 synthetic oil with Lucas synthetic treatment, and the car's been running very well. As you can see, we're having snow, so it's been snowing out. It's about 18 degrees. I've already taken the car out this morning, and so I kind of want to show you guys the engine, and I'll start it up here so that you guys can hear the engine run. But the last time I believe I did an engine view of my Grand Marquis was back in 2008, when it had just I think 13,000 miles on it. And now it's got approximately 55,000 miles on it. So it's been a very good car. Nothing major. Just had to replace the front shocks on it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start it, and I'll kind of give you guys a rundown of what kind of modifications I've done to it and everything. So all right, we can start the Grand Marquis. It's been ran today, so it's still cold for a northern climate. Okay, here's the engine running on the 2003 Grand Marquis, and as you can see, it's in its warm-up period. Even though it's been driven today, it's been sitting for about 5 hours. I'll let you guys listen to it here for a second. As you can hear, there's absolutely no knocks, no pings, runs smooth. And it gets very good here. First off, I don't know if I can bring it in any tighter. I have, as I mentioned, I think it was even in my first video I ever put on YouTube, that this car is a GS, so it doesn't have really any of the options. And basically, what I did is I went on eBay. I wanted a leather and wood wrap steering wheel. So I went on eBay, and lo and behold, I found one that matched my color. And that was a shock and surprise to me, because I'd been looking for 2 years to get this modification. So now I have these buttons work, and these buttons work over here. This is the cruise control. They actually just put it all on one side, as opposed to the old steering wheel that I had on off here, and then set and resume and coast on this side. The temperature and fan do not work yet, because as you can see, which my car is a little bit dirty right now, and it's a little cold out here, so I'm probably really shaking the camera bad, but eventually this will be auto climate control. I just haven't had the time to do it. And so I made this modification probably about 6 months ago, and it's a really nice addition to the car itself, to be able, because I've had a majority of my cars have had the buttons on the steering wheel, so I kind of missed that. Was able to retain that feature again. But what I had to do is I actually had to get a different clock spring that sits. The clock spring actually sits behind here in the steering wheel, and it had more wires that came out. So you had one lead that goes to the radio. As you can see, I'm hitting the volume control right now, or next. It goes through my presets. It's pretty nice. So I added this last year, about 6 months ago, and that's been nice. And then let's see, my previous videos you've seen the Marauder cluster, but that's the actual mileage of the car. It's 54,329, and so that, and then I don't know if I ever did a video on the modification. This is actually out of a 2008 either Crown Victoria or Grand Marquis, I don't remember, but this is the CD6 version of this radio, and you see this type of radio in all the new Grand Marquis, or the ones that were previously manufactured. And what the CD6 is actually an audiophile radio, and I have a subwoofer in the trunk that actually gives a lot of bass to the music, but I'm not going to turn that up because YouTube frowns on that. So basically, I haven't done a lot of modifications, but this was one of the biggest modifications that I really wanted to do, and I finally got the opportunity to do it. Still got the cloth interior. So basically the mods in the car now as it stands is the steering wheel, the cluster, the radio. I've got a navigation unit over here, a Garmin, and I put a subwoofer in the trunk, and then the hits, of course, I got those, and those help me see a lot better at night. I didn't put them in there to look cool, I put them in there for functionality. And so for the 2003 Grand Marquis, there's the steering wheel, and the radio, and the cluster, and it's like a build car. I just keep adding on to it when, the funds are available, and so I haven't really done a lot with it, just drive it. But some new boots on the 2003 Grand Marquis. Those are one-way rotation tires, but man, do they really grip. They really grip. They don't have the white wall on there, which I was kind of disappointed, but still it makes the car handle even better than it previously did. So those are some pretty meaty tires. They do real well in the rain. They're actually Falcon tires, as you can see, and even around tight curves this car handles like a German-engineered BMW. Well, probably not that good, but figured I'd give you guys a laugh.